Good morning, everybody. That's right. It's your boy, Roy will be Roy, coming back at you from the lovely Las Vegas, Nevada. Time is currently 1:04 in the AMs, and we're approximately 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Not too bad out there. Kind of cool. But yeah, I just got done watching because I don't sleep. But I just got done watching Pedro Santiago's video for today, and he brought upon us a challenge. So instead of just writing in his comments, I thought, hey, why not just do a video accepting his challenge? And by no means is this a dog on Pedro. I'm just accepting his challenge he put out there. He said he was bringing up the COVID shot issue and why people are so up in arms about it because we need certain things to do other things in this country. Well, I'm going to explain those other things and what the differences are. First of all, he brought up driving a car, having a driver's license. First off, driving is a privilege. It's not a right. Yes, in the Constitution, you have a right to free travel and be about your business and have free travel. But it has nothing to do with having a car. A car is a privilege. Being able to drive on the roads is a privilege. It's not a right. You can travel without a car. So the Constitution affords you that ability. But nowhere in the Constitution does it say you can drive a car. No, that's regulated by your states. That if you want to drive on the roads, you have to have a driver's license, insurance, because it's a privilege. It's not a right. Okay, then he brought up a situation about having to have paperwork to own a gun. That's totally false. I live in Nevada. I carry my gun openly. I don't have to have a license to carry my gun. I don't have to have special paperwork to own my gun. I don't have to have registration on my gun. There's many states out here where you don't have to have a license to carry your gun concealed, open, anything like that. So no, that's total false. You don't need all that stuff. Depending on what shitty ass state you live in, you may have restrictions on that, and there are a lot of places that have restrictions that may require you to have those things. But that is a constitutional right as well. Second Amendment, we all know this, that you are afforded the right to own and possess a gun. Even if your city does tell you have to have a license to carry your gun, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you don't have to have a piece of paperwork that says you have to own a gun. Not here in Nevada, anyways. And most 50 states, you don't have to have that. But that's the thing. You don't need that. So that's another one. Also, then he brought up the whole thing about kids having to have vaccines. The difference between this COVID shot and kids, the CDC, the government, does not has any regulation whatsoever when it comes to your kids getting their vaccination. That's all ran by states. And most states have laws for that. It's an actual law that if you want your children to go to school, that they have to have a specific set of shots. Not just whatever shot the state wants. It's whatever specific parameter of vaccinations the state requires. It's not just the government just comes out and say, okay, you got to vaccinate your kids from this. No, the CDC has nothing to do with school regulating vaccines. That's all done by state level and state law, not a mandate. Some old fucking fart just comes out and says, oh, you got to do it. You got to do this. That's why people are up in arms, because it's a mandate. It's not a law, number one. And number two, you just can't go around forcing stuff on people. We do have freedoms and liberties, and that's what it is. You have the right to do that. The government does nothing right, in my opinion. So as far as the immunization for kids, that's ran by state. It has nothing to do with the government. Government does not regulate that. It's all ran by state. So there's another reason for his thing. And when he says that, why aren't people more up in arms? That's because of society. Society has become pussy whipped. They don't care about their fucking freedoms. They don't care about what's going on in their country. They're more worried about TikTok videos, YouTube videos. What's the next person going to fuck off Tinder? See, that's the problem with society nowadays, is we're so preoccupied with other stupid shit that you're willing to just not pay attention to shit like your liberties and freedoms that are slowly being taken away from you. And as far as having like Social Security card, well, you got to be able to prove that you're a fucking citizen. You're given that at birth. You just can't like run across the border and expect them to know who you are. So yes, you have to have that. And as far as ID goes, yeah, people need to know who you are. You got to have proof who you are. You also, there are state laws and federal laws requiring you to be certain ages, and there has to be proof of that. So, yes, those are IDs. But these are all state laws and federal laws. These aren't just some old fart coming on TV telling you got to do this or you're not going to be able to do that or that. So that's why a lot of people are up in arms. It's our bodies. It's our choice to do it or not. And if it's not a law, you can't be forcing it upon people. I personally, if I get forced to take a shot, or no, I'll take the testing method. I'll do the testing, but if it boils down to you got to have the shot, I quit. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. These vaccines that we take, for other things, especially like the kids stuff, these are vaccines that have been taken over fucking 25 to 30 years to properly study, properly see the effects on the human population. They are actual true vaccines. They actually stop people from catching what they're being vaccinated for, getting sick with what they're vaccinated for. This ain't a vaccine. Yeah, they can call it whatever they want, but it's not. Here, I'm going to give you a perfect example. One unvaccinated person can catch COVID. Unvaccinated person can spread COVID. Unvaccinated person can die from COVID. Okay, next, vaccinated person can catch COVID. Vaccinated person can spread COVID. Vaccinated person can die from COVID. So it's not a vaccine. It's not a vaccine. It's just a little feel-good safe. And for something that is supposedly only took 6 months to develop, when you have hundreds of other vaccines that have taken decades to perfect, to not kill the population, to actually work as they are intended to, which is to stop the spread and stop people from getting sick from whatever they're getting a shot for. So that's why people are up in arms. And that's why people need to pay more attention to this. But that's the little challenge he gave. So there's some things for that challenge. Anybody's more welcome. Like I said, we can come in here and do the same with him. You comment what you want. But that's why people are up in arms. They're being told what to do by a fucking government. And that's not how it works. We, the people, read the Constitution. We, the people, have the power in this country. And we, the people, need to start exercising that right and start holding these fuckers accountable when it comes time to vote and by any other means necessary, if you know what I mean by that. So, with that being said, remember, you are the creator of your own destiny. Nobody's going to do it for you. And this is a response to Pedro's little challenge. It's not a personal dig at Pedro. He said he would like to know these things. So, I'm letting him know some things. So, with that being said, once again, have a great night. Bye.